The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. This iconic verse comforts many. The Book of Psalms is a collection of 150 poems and songs. Traditionally attributed to King David, it showcases deep human emotions. Compiled over centuries, most psalms date from the Israelite monarchy to the post-exilic period. It's divided into 5 distinct books, reflecting the structure of the Torah. Why is this structure so important? It highlights the Psalms' role in Jewish faith. Themes range from praise, like Psalm 150, to lament, as seen in Psalm 22. This diversity shows the full spectrum of human emotion. Have you ever felt this way? Psalms play a crucial role in worship across faiths, often recited in prayer. Psalm 23 is commonly chosen for funerals, offering solace in grief. The original text was written in Hebrew, with some portions in Aramaic. In the 3rd century BCE, the Septuagint translated it into Greek, broadening its reach. Textual variants exist among ancient manuscripts, including the Dead Sea Scrolls. These variations illuminate the text's journey through history. Psalms have influenced literature and music for centuries, from Shakespeare to modern artists. Their themes of struggle and hope resonate across cultures and generations. Many find personal reflections in the Psalms, using them for meditation and encouragement. Imagine a soldier in World War II reciting Psalm 23 for comfort. This verse reminded him he wasn't alone in perilous times. Or a young woman fighting anxiety, finding peace in Psalm 46:1-2. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Her journey toward healing began with these powerful words. In recent years, a community choir has revived psalm singing. Uniting diverse individuals, these performances demonstrate how ancient words connect us. As you explore the Psalms, what resonates most with your experiences? Dive deeper into this rich treasure of faith and wisdom. Encourage personal reflection and find solace in these timeless messages. Remember, the Psalms speak to every heart, past and present. To truly understand the Psalms, we must first look at their unique structure. They are not just random poems but a curated collection of songs, prayers, and wisdom literature. This variety allows them to serve as a spiritual toolkit for every possible season of life. Let us begin by diving into the genre of praise. These psalms are exuberant celebrations of God's character and creation. They use vivid imagery to describe the majesty of the heavens and the strength of the Creator who sustains all things. Think of Psalm 103, where the writer commands his own soul to bless the Lord. It is a proactive choice to focus on gratitude rather than grievance. This shift in perspective can fundamentally alter how we perceive our daily struggles. Praise is not just for the mountaintops. It is a discipline that helps us remember God's faithfulness even when we are standing in the valley. It provides a rhythmic heartbeat of hope that sustains the weary soul through darkness. Now, we transition from the highs of praise to the raw honesty of lament. This is perhaps the most misunderstood part of the Psalter. Lament is not a lack of faith, rather, it is an act of deep, desperate faith. In a lament, the psalmist brings their pain, confusion, and even anger directly to God. They do not hide their wounds or pretend to be okay. Instead, they use prayer as a safe space to process their deepest sorrows. Consider the cries in Psalm 13. The psalmist asks, "How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever?" This question is echoed by millions throughout history. It shows that God can handle our most difficult and unfiltered questions. A crucial element of lament is the pivot. Most laments begin with a cry of distress but eventually move toward a declaration of trust. This movement mirrors the journey of healing, where we move from heartache to a settled peace. This brings us to the third major pillar, wisdom psalms. Unlike the emotional outbursts of praise or lament, these psalms focus on the practicalities of living a godly life. They offer guidance on ethics, justice, and the path of righteousness. Psalm 1 is a perfect example. It contrasts the blessed person who meditates on God's law with the wicked who are like chaff blown by the wind. It provides a moral compass for navigating a complex and often confusing world. Wisdom Psalms teach us about the consequences of our choices. They emphasize that true prosperity is found in alignment with divine truth rather than worldly success. This ancient wisdom remains incredibly relevant in our modern, fast-paced society. We must also recognize the communal aspect of the Psalms. While many are individual prayers, others were written for the whole nation to sing. They helped shape the identity of a people through shared worship and shared suffering. In ancient Israel, these songs were sung during festivals, weddings, and even funerals. They provided a liturgical rhythm to life, ensuring that God was present in every major milestone. This communal bond strengthened their collective faith. Moving deeper, let's explore the use of metaphor in these poems. The psalmist often describes God as a rock, a shield, or a strong tower. These aren't just poetic flourishes, they are profound descriptions of God's protective nature. When life feels like a raging storm, calling God your refuge provides mental and spiritual stability. Metaphor allows us to grasp the intangible nature of the divine through the tangible experiences of our physical world. We also encounter the concept of imprecatory psalms. These are the difficult passages where the writers call for judgment upon their enemies. To a modern reader, they can feel jarring or even violent. However, theologians suggest these psalms are a way of surrendering the desire for vengeance to God. Instead of taking matters into their own hands, the psalmist hands the conflict over to the ultimate judge, seeking divine justice. This teaches us a vital lesson in emotional regulation. We can express our intense desire for justice without becoming the instruments of destruction ourselves. We give our anger to God, trusting His perfect righteousness. Let's look at the role of nature in the Psalms. From the roaring seas to the quiet whispers of the wind, the natural world is frequently used to reflect God's glory. Creation acts as a mirror of the Creator's power. When we read Psalm 19, we see how the heavens declare the glory of God. This connection between the cosmos and the Creator invites us to step outside our own small perspectives and behold the vastness of His design. As we reflect on these themes, consider how you might use the Psalms today. Are you in a season of exuberant joy, needing to offer praise? Or are you in a desert, needing the language of lament? You might find that reading them aloud changes your experience. There is a unique power in the spoken word. Hearing these ancient truths vibrate in the air can bring a sense of reality to your spiritual practice. The Psalms also offer a way to pray when you have no words of your own. When depression or anxiety silences you, these verses can act as your voice, speaking for you when you are too weak. They remind us that we are never truly alone in our experience. The fact that someone wrote these words thousands of years ago proves that your current struggle is part of the universal human story. Integrating the Psalms into a daily routine can create a sanctuary of peace. Whether it is one verse in the morning or a whole chapter at night, let these words settle into your spirit. In conclusion, the Book of Psalms is a map for the soul. It covers the terrain of human emotion with unparalleled depth and beauty. May you find your own song within its timeless pages. Beyond personal reflection, the Psalms serve as a communal liturgy. They have been chanted in temples and sung in modern cathedrals for millennia. This shared language of prayer allows us to realize that our struggles and joys are not solitary, but part of a vast, historic tapestry. Consider how the psalmist uses nature to illustrate divine presence. From the roaring oceans to the quietest whispers of a mountain breeze, the imagery shifts constantly. This teaches us to look for the sacred in the mundane details of our physical surroundings every single day. The structure of these poems also offers a lesson in honesty. There is no need to mask your pain or pretend to be righteous when approaching the divine. The Psalms validate our anger and our doubt, providing a holy permission to be authentically ourselves before God. As you study these texts, look for the rhythmic patterns of hope. Even in the darkest lamentations, there is often a sudden pivot toward trust. This structural shift mirrors the way resilience is built, by acknowledging the shadow before turning toward the incoming light. Don't feel pressured to understand every complex metaphor immediately. Treat the Book of Psalms like a slow conversation. Some verses will strike you like lightning, while others will require years of meditation to truly reveal their hidden depths and their profound spiritual truths. Finally, let these ancient melodies reshape your inner monologue. Replace the noise of anxiety with the rhythmic truth of these verses. By doing so, you aren't just reading poetry, you are participating in a divine dialogue that has sustained humanity for generations. As you close the cover, remember that the Psalms are not just historical relics, they are living mirrors. They reflect your highest joys and your darkest valleys. Whether you are dancing in celebration or weeping in solitude, there is always a song waiting to meet you exactly where you are. Start tonight by choosing just one psalm that resonates with your current season. Read it aloud, let the syllables breathe, and notice how the ancient words settle into your heart. Your personal journey through these sacred verses is just beginning, and the rewards are truly eternal.